got an onion here, half of an onion, that I have been cooking up, cut up and cooked up. A little bit of, I put a little bit of olive oil as well as a little bit of ghee, just a tad, just to help brown it up and flavor it a little more. Now to that, I'm going to add a 16-ounce bag of Lima beans. Over here I've got bacon cooking. I've actually got more bacon cooking than I'm going to need. I like to cook up some bacon to have it through the week for my husband's sandwiches in the mornings and stuff like that. Now this here is chicken broth. This is actually a chicken broth recipe that I picked up from Mary's Nest. And if I can remember, I'll put a link to it. But I really like it. It's a crock pot version. And you know what? There's just a smidgen more, so I'm just going to use it all. Because I'll have to add a little water anyway. So 2 cups primarily to that. That did it. I'm going to turn this up so it'll get to a boil. I'm going to add about a half of a teaspoon of salt. I'll probably add a little bit more than that. Probably 3/4 a teaspoon is what I'm going to add. And a little bit of pepper. I'm going to add just about 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. And then that is all she wrote for the moment. And after these cook really good, you may have to add water to these throughout the cooking time. But after they get to a boil, then I'm going to reduce them down to a simmer. And I'm going to put a lid on them and I'm going to let them cook down. And afterwards, then I'm going to crumble up some bacon and put on top of them as well. So, there we go. Right now, I don't need to add no water. I'm not going to add water unless I see that I need to add water. Guys, I was just working on my supper, cutting up a little cabbage to put in this. I thought I'd share a little quick tip with you that you may or may not know. This here is the 3 outer leaves of this cabbage head that I have laid down on this plastic bag here. If you will lay where you have cut, you know how it'll turn brown on you after air's hit it? You can lay this, after you've cut on it, you can lay this on top of the old leaves where it wraps up against it good. And I like to lay it down flat on this, that way it gets snug. And then I pull that bag up around it like that right there, tighten it up so the air don't get in there. And those old leaves, or those outer leaves, will keep that from turning brown as quick. It can still eventually turn brown, but like if I opened this in the next couple days, it wouldn't be brown at all. Or a few days, actually. So I thought I'd throw that tip in there because that's a very, very handy tip. Okay, guys, it's time for another Remember When. Today, I decided that I would go over some shows that I came across that we used to watch back in the day. Some of them are a little older than other ones, and there's no particular order into these because it's just what I came across first is what I thought I'd go ahead and mention. And it would help stir us up, reminding us of some other ones that we used to watch, and even some of them we can still watch for that matter. So I'm going to start off with Quincy MD, and my mother watched this all the time. I used to like Jack, what was his name? Jack Hafer? Jack something other was his last name. I can't remember his last name. But Mama loved that. And Murder, She Wrote. She really loved Murder, She Wrote. I like those shows, but they weren't my favorite type of shows. Then I seen Michael Landon on a interview not long before he passed away. And it made me think about him, which y'all know I've mentioned before. Little House on the Prairie. Highway to Heaven. That made me think of that one. Then there was a couple game shows that I came across. One of them was Hollywood Squares. which I used to really like that show. And The Gong Show, I really loved The Gong Show. I used to actually imitate the little guy that ran around with the pillow, and I won't do that for you. I'll spare you, but I used to do that with The Gong Show. Then I seen The Dating Game, and I thought about that because, you know, years ago, the dating game was totally different than the modernized dating game is to this day and time. So that's just really changed through the years. And last two I've got are kid type shows. One of them is kind of a preteen show. It was The Electric Company. I used to love to watch The Electric Company when I get home from school in the afternoons. Usually, I think Sesame Street came on first, and then The Electric Company. And that could take me on to a bunch of other shows that I could name off, but I won't go there just because I don't want to make up too much time on this today, because we got plenty of time to get more in. And last but not least was Romper Room. And I thought about that. That was a silly little show, but I know little kids love that show. I don't really remember watching it a whole lot, to be honest with you. I know it was on, but I don't really think I watched it that much. I watched Sesame Street and stuff, but I didn't really watch it. So I thought I would end this today Romper Room style. And I would use I don't know if it was supposed to be a magic mirror or what it was suggested to be, but she would look through it and she would see, I could see that so-and-so is having a good day and so-and-so is having a good day. I guess it was their birthdays is what she was mentioning. So I will say, I see that everybody's having a good day, and God bless you all. I appreciate you guys.